Welcome to my podcast. This is the Better Baby Mama podcast. I'm your host, Zaza, and this is my intro video. So, I am 26 years old. I was born June 1st of 1998. I was born in Chicago, but I was raised in the South in Tennessee and Mississippi. I moved back to Chicago in 2017. Well, not Chicago, but like the suburbs. So basically like the Chicago metro area. Back in 2017, I currently live in the city now up north. I do not stay in the hood. And I got 2 kids by 2 men. I got pregnant when I was 15. I got pregnant when I was 20. My first daughter, her dad was 20 when I got pregnant, or he was almost 20, and I was 15 and almost 16. We were not in a relationship. It was a fling, being hot in the ass and just rebelling and being a product of the environment that I was brought up in. Well, all my friends, for the most part, already had kids. And yeah, kids as in multiple at 15 years old, 16 years old, girls with 2, 3 babies. That happened to me. I did become a statistic. I never considered abortion or anything like that. I wasn't even open to adoption. I wasn't listening to that. I knew like I'm gonna raise my baby. And then I got pregnant when I was 20. I was in a relationship with the love of my life, and we planned the baby, and I really didn't think nothing much about marriage back then, to be 100% transparent. So it wasn't no big deal to me that we wasn't married, like we was already living together and stuff. Um, and so we had our baby and we broke up. We was kind of like on and off, like we would be tweaking. We would always like break up and then get back together and just like play that whole game. But we officially, like, the last time we were together was November. Well, it might even like been early December of 2020. But after that, like it's been, no funny business. It's just been co-parenting. So my goal of this podcast, I want to talk to the baby mamas who, especially those who going through drama and co-parenting and, all of the struggles that come with single parenthood that you don't anticipate when you sign up for it. I want to open up a space for us so that we can come together to improve each other, because iron sharpens iron. And, it's hard whenever you're in a situation and you're yelling, arguing with the baby daddy, and he done pissed you off, and now your emotions are really controlling your judgment. So this is like an accountability space for those moments so that we can come together and discuss what's happening from outside perspectives and hopefully help you in your everyday life. I always get input from my daddy with everything, basically. So I always get that outside perspective and that male perspective, which helps me make wise decisions to minimize the amount of drama that I bring onto myself and my kids. So I wanted to make a space like that because maybe there's other people out there who probably don't have a daddy or have anybody in their life to keep it 100% real because people don't want to hurt your feelings or whatever have you. But this is not a space where we focus on our feelings being hurt. This is a solution-based podcast. This is a podcast where we will be vulnerable, we'll be transparent, but we're going to be honest. This is not a coddling podcast. This is not a podcast for anybody who is easily offended. This is a raw, real podcast, and I'm not here to tell you you're right when you're wrong, and vice versa. I'll share some things that's happening in my life and some choices I may have made that's not so wise and so smart, to get input from others as well. Maybe we could discuss social topics, current topics, like celebrity topics, for the baby mamas that maybe in the spotlight or whatever. So whatever little Instagram or TikTok stories I see about baby mamas where we can do some teaching and some preaching, then we can talk about that stuff. I like to read, so I want to have a little book club, let you guys know what I'm reading right now and my book review on it. And I want to discuss self improvement, different career opportunities, like not trying to sell a course or anything like that, but maybe what career paths are best for us as baby mamas so that we can provide for our kids, even without the father's help, because some of us don't really have that option. I'm like a Jill of all trades, so my mind be everywhere when it comes to making money, and I be having all these ideas, but I don't have time to do everything. So I would like to share some things with you guys about that. I really hope this podcast works out. I don't know. I might just be making this intro video for only myself. Maybe nobody will listen, but these are my deepest thoughts. So this is a podcast where you need to just listen at the end of the night, like right before you go to bed. This is a podcast. You can be comfy, get your shot if you drink, get your blunt, get your joint, get everything ready, get your cigarettes if that's what you do, and just chill, sit back, and let's get into the baby mama babble. Thanks so much for listening. If you've made it this far, I will likely be smoking on the podcast. I don't really drink like that. So don't mind me if sometimes I kind of go off topic. This is not an organized podcast. This is a casual podcast where I don't have a script. I'm just going off the top. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to being your host again. I'm Zaza. Thanks for listening.